Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I have another pair of Bates boots for review. And these are Bates, very popular Bates Ranger 2 composite toe military tactical boot. So, let me get this out of the box, give you a brief overview. Overall, excellent boot, definitely great comfort level, surprisingly not too heavy for everything that this boots, all the protection that this boots provide, especially specifically the composite toe. Usually the boots are on the heavier side. No waterproofing here, keep it in mind. As you can see, there are the drainage vents over here in case if you do deal with water. Pretty good outsole, but if you do want to find out more details, watch the whole review. So let's get into the review. Some of you already know this review is specifically for my ultimate survival boots section. Yes, so if something bad happened and this was your choice of tactical boots and you had to leave your house, you had to walk for miles, maybe run, fight along the way, climb, I don't know, do whatever that is necessary to survive. Would these boots be good for that? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes, because sometimes I review hiking shoes and trail running shoes on this channel, I do a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk. No breaks, no pauses in between, just straight through. And then I continue wearing these for the rest of the day for about, so that the total wear time is about 8 hours. And like I said, the comfort level is actually pretty good on these. There are a few factors that contribute to the comfort level. Let's start with the very first one. It's the weight. Of course, this is size 10, and let's see exactly how heavy or light this is. 23.1. Now, 23.1 is definitely on the heavier side. To kind of give you reference numbers, you're looking for something, if you want it to be lightweight, you're looking for something under 20 ounce. The more under 20 ounce it is, the lighter it's gonna feel, the longer you can run, the longer you can walk without feeling that fatigue from the weight. Now 3 ounce, a little bit over, not a big deal, but again, keep it in mind. If you want the lighter they are, the more under 20 ounce it's gonna be, basically. But the 20 ounce is sort of that kind of like a baseline, right? There are a few other factors that contribute to the comfort level. Another one would be, of course, the inner sole. And let me take out the inner sole so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It is very nicely shaped. Bates does a pretty good job with the inner soles, usually. Very nicely shaped. As you can see, there's pretty good support in the heel bed, in the arch. There is overall very, very good amount of cushioning. That's a huge plus. Once you remove it, though, there is nothing else that gives you any cushioning, so keep that in mind. Another factor that contributes to the comfort level is the flexibility of the bottom sole. Here, as you can see, it is surprisingly surprisingly, because look how bulky it is. It is very, very, very flexible. So Bates did a great job there. Running in these, you can definitely manage it. Not too hard. Now, speaking of some other cushioning, we got the cushioning on the tongue, on the sides. Not much. On the inside of the toe box, there isn't much cushioning. With the composite toe, it's very important. It's important with every boot, but with composite toe, steel toe, it's especially important to get the boots in the right size so that your toe is not touching the front, the back from the inside, because it's gonna give you fatigue for sure. So overall, again, for the size, for the protection that these boots provide, definitely great comfort level. Bates did a good job. Let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Now, like I said, these are not waterproof. Proofing wise, you do have some slip resistance and oil resistance from the outsole, and we're going to talk about the outsole later. Whenever it comes to protection, yes, you got the composite toe going all the way out here, so you have that much of the protection, pretty good. Of course, the rest of the boot, you have full-size boot. Not much in the ankles because it is fairly thin, but still, because your ankles are covered, it's a plus. You get the protection as well. Let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Now, quality-wise, Bates, everybody knows Bates. And these specific boots are very, very popular on Amazon. Currently over 400 5-star reviews. Yeah, so they are, people do like these boots. And I mean, Bates overall as a brand, trusted by law enforcement, by military, so definitely a recognized brand whenever it comes to the boots. Whenever it comes to the design features, usually here I talk about the lacing system. Not much to talk about here. Very, very straightforward. Lacing system, all the same throughout the whole boot. Honestly, over here in this boot, the side zip here or here would definitely be helpful. Without the side zip, it definitely takes some time to put these boots on and take them off. This is one of the little kind of things to keep in mind whenever it comes to ultimate survival boots, because you want something to put on really quickly. These ones, they do take some time to put on, obviously, because of all of the lacing that you have to do. Not a big deal, at least they sit nice and tight. Alright, but let's move on to the criteria number 4 now, the outsole traction and stability. Now, whenever I do my run, I do the and the walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces, starting with asphalt, older asphalt, and the newer tarmac, then some sand, dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, some trail surface, some rocky road, and then some concrete, marble, and tile. Yes, and these perform very well on pretty much everything. On the rocky road, they were a little bit slippery. On the wet grass, they're a little bit slippery. They do great on the sand, whether it's dry sand or wet sand, and they perform pretty good on marble and tile thanks to the slip and oil resistance. Honestly, to my liking, this is more on the flatter side. I do prefer a little bit more aggression, a little bit, but that's just me because I do hiking mostly, and there are some wet grass conditions, there's, trail surfaces and stuff like that, rocky road mix, right? So you want a little bit more aggression on those type of surfaces. Here on with this ones, this is perfect for sandy surfaces and flat shiny surfaces. So if you're getting it for I don't know, if you're doing some kind of military training somewhere where there's a lot of sand, you're gonna like these ones. Let's move on to the criteria number 5 now, which is the temperature. Obviously, these are not designed to be winter boots in any way. These are more of a summer, spring and fall type of boot. There is no insulation, so they will be pretty cold. There is no waterproofing, so you don't want the snow to, if you're doing it in the snow in the winter, you don't want the snow getting through these vents, obviously, because they're right here. But for the summer, for the hot temperatures, definitely a great boot. Did not overheat at all. Plus, these vents kind of do help with the ventilation as well. Let's move on to the criteria number 6 really quickly, the sizing. They are definitely true to the size. However, I always do recommend, whenever it comes to boots, you want to get half a size bigger for yourself than your normal shoe size. With these, it's especially important because you want extra space here in this composite toe. You definitely want it. Alright, let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if these really were your ultimate survival boots, would they be good? So if you want your toe protected, if you want some kind of protection for your ankles, I think it's a great choice. Now, probably for a lot of people, the turnoff is going to be that these are not waterproof. Personally, for me, I'm not that much concerned with the waterproofing. I do like this vents system. If you step on the water, yes, the water is going to get in immediately through these vents. But at the same time, because they are here, the drainage, the water is going to drain faster. Let's say if you are, jumping in the water, like, there isn't really a boot out there that's gonna keep your feet dry if you're walking through a river that is 3 feet deep, so you will get wet anyway. It's just with these boots, your feet and the boot is gonna dry much quicker, so that's a plus right there, right? So what is it? Do you want some 5 inches of waterproofing, or do you want something that doesn't matter but is gonna dry quicker and you don't risk getting some kind of infection, bacteria from your feet being wet all day? All right, so there's that. But whenever it comes to the outsole, again, like I said, it's more for sandy type of surfaces. So if you live around where there's a lot of sand, again, great choice. I would say probably the only time where you are not going to be interested in these boots if you are looking specifically for something in the winter time, so because these are not designed for winter. And also, if you do want something very, very lightweight, this is not very, very lightweight, it's more on the heavier side, bulkier side, keep that in mind. And the very last criterion here is the price, criterion number 8. The price is currently $150 on Amazon. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. There are 2 colors available, by the way, this coyote one, and there's also the olive, the gray kind of type of looking. So they do have the variation on Amazon in the link that I provide, at least. I definitely think it's a acceptable price for everything these boots offer. Overall, pretty good. 150. Is there competition in there? Yes. Anything specific? Well, Daenerys Tachyon comes to mind just because they do have the same drainage system, kind of reminds me. They are not composite toe, however, keep that in mind. But yeah, there are some pretty good options from Daenerys around the same price. There are some options from Under Armour for around the same price, from Salomon, close. So keep that in mind. But yes, let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think about this boot? Would you consider it for your military? Maybe training, maybe service? Would you consider it for your ultimate survival situations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America, and I'll see you guys in the next video.